no. This is Christmas, the season of perpetual hope. I refuse to believe that this team is actually going to make this the worst Christmas ever in franchise history for this fan base. See what you've done, Preds? You've got Johnny quoting Christmas movies to keep him from going insane.
You ever just want to get down on one knee and thank the hockey gods upstairs that Phil Forsberg is a Nashville Predator?
Hey everybody, it's Jersey Guy. Hold my beer. Are you sure you want me here? Patrick, watch anybody? Is it maybe somewhere that we owe a massive debt to the hockey gods?
Again and again and again.
You're like a kid again, Johnny. Is happening? Is this happening? Is this happening? This isn't an ad for some dang cookie. I want a piece of that action. Well, you don't have to tell me twice.
What do you have to tell me that is going to make me feel positive? And
maybe the Titans won't let us down on Thursday. Preds, walk it off! Okay, on with Johnny's reaction video.
Redemption take you home.
Preds lose 3-1 to the Ottawa Senators Saturday night in the Canadian Tire Centre in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. This team lost all 4 games on the road trip that went from Minnesota to Toronto to Montreal and back to Ottawa, and are currently on a 7-game losing streak. Just to measure how much of a rarity that long of a losing streak is in franchise history, the last time this team lost anything close to a 7-game losing streak was at the end of the 2012-2013 reduced, long and shortened season. That year, they lost 8 games in a row. You know how bad things are getting? They just with that Svechkov goal at the end of regulation almost, and oh, thank you God for how hard you see Svechkov, Zachary Heroux, and for good measure, Mark Janikowski working with them to snap the shutout streak from the end of the Toronto game. That ended at 121 and 23 seconds, 121 minutes and 23 seconds. That if they had been shut out by Ottawa, it would have been the first time in over 9 years that the Preds have allowed back-to-back shutouts. The last time this had happened to them, they lost 3 games in a row by shutout, November 20th to 23rd of 2015 to 2016 season. I applaud this team going perfect on the penalty kill. The one saving grace they have right now, other than the way the kids are playing. Power play is in a super funk right now, tumbling down the league rankings. And when the Preds aren't doing anything to help their own cause, they're helping the other team score goals. I know lucky bounces happen, but Stamkos, you have to keep your stick down. There is no reason at all that pass by Giroux intended for Gaudette should have gone in the net. Then there was that questionable hit by Brady Tkachuk on Alexander Carrier 90 seconds into the third period that led to Carrier having to leave the game. There was no response from any of his teammates on the ice. This team is not fighting for each other right now. I can't do full-fledged recaps when this team refuses to show up. I can't do full-fledged recaps when this team continues to lose like this because I don't want to have to go on blood pressure medication. I also can't stop doing fan reactions or rooting for this team because I don't want to be known as a bandwagon jumper. I am loyal to a fault, and I want to see myself selfishly, but also this loyal fan base, because I've made friends with many of you. I want to see you rewarded for the passion you put into them and the money you put into their coffers. I'm running out of options here, folks. This team does the same thing over and over again through 28 games this season and keeps expecting something to be different. Again, for those who've been keeping track, that's now 19 games out of the 28 they played where they have scored 2 or fewer goals. They have 1 power play goal in the last 6 games. Outscored 12-5 on this road trip. Outscored 23-11 on the 7-game slide. This team has 7 games left before the Christmas break. There is no way I have any confidence that they're going to win 10 games by that point. And if you want my advice, go put a large sum of money on the fact that this team probably won't get anywhere past 15 games by the end of the season at this point. You tell me how this switch that some teams find with this lot in front of us is magically somehow going to get flipped sometime soon. This team has also never picked first overall in its franchise history. It's either been really, really good those last few years of the last decade, or just mediocre to just make the playoffs or just be below and not be in contention for the #1 pick. This team could very well be in that lottery of groups fighting for that first overall pick, but knowing this fan base's luck, Chicago will still get it. This team's next game is Tuesday night back home inside Bridgestone Arena to the Calgary Flames. I keep hoping one of these home games there's going to be a massive "Fire Bruno" chant or something close to that. Heck, at this point, you know what? This team tends to struggle in the second period, giving up goals. I would even welcome a walkout during the second period on Tuesday. But you know what? No, it's time to draw a line in the sand and send a message and take money out of ownership's pocketbook and don't show up on Tuesday. Empty seats are what ultimately send a message for change. I've alluded to it already in previous fan reaction videos. Save your money. A large contingent of the Preds fan base obviously are fans of the Tennessee Volunteers. That team, barring some sort of miracle when the draw is finally set tomorrow, is going to the college football playoff. Save your money for travel, getting good seats to root on the Vols, even though I'm not going to be rooting for them unless they play other teams, because I'm going to be saving my energy for the Irish. That is money more well spent, because that's a team that fights and claws and does things for each other, and the Vols fan base that deserves some success finally. In the meantime, you can still find me here after every Preds game, ready to do a fan reaction for you, because unlike this team right now, I won't phone it in ever. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much once again for watching. As always, click a like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media where we can discuss any Preds game or any breaking news, maybe a coaching change on Sunday. Find me by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. And 28 games down. Let me check the math. That means 54 more to go.